I'm not asking you a question about how's your guitar playing going.
Yeah.
But real life questions,
Yeah.
you know? And I don't know if you have people in your life like this, but I've got a couple of people in my life that I don't really like being around them that much because they ask you questions and then they look into your soul.
Yeah, man.
And make sure that you answer those questions.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so if we can be that to a few people on our team, it's really, or if we're not that type, then we get somebody to ask those kinds of questions.
Yeah. Kind that asks you that, then they say, did you just lie to me?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Worship Catalyst podcast. We're in the middle of a season that's hitting leaders right where we live, caring for your team. Whether you lead a staff, a volunteer army, a small group, or even your own family, today's conversation is going to give you some tools that you can start using immediately. My good friend Lane Wood, worship pastor at Park Ridge Church in Coral Springs, Florida, and our Worship Catalyst connector in Broward County area, is back with us. And today we're going to be straight to the good stuff. Are you ready? This is going to be like 23-ish battle-tested ways to keep your team healthy, united, and running strong for the long haul. No theory here. This is just practical things that work in real churches and real people. So grab a notebook or a notes app if you're like me and I can't find a pen ever. Here we go. Lane, let's jump right in. We're going to care for our teams.
Yeah,
Are you a good team carer?
Man, I try to be a good team carer. Yeah.
Do you think it's a responsibility of the worship leader, no matter what, to care for their teams?
Man, I think you've got a responsibility to check on your teams for sure, right? Like we're not responsible for how people act and what they do. But
so if they do something bad, is it your fault?
Nah, it's not our fault. But I think there's a response that we can and should have depending on what the situation is.
Right.
Yeah.
And we should know them well enough to know if there's something going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And earn that permission to speak into their lives.
Right.
So
gotcha. Okay. So there's you and I have kind of talked through a lot of ways that we have over the years cared for our teams.
Right.
All right. So let's just jump in.
All right.
So I'll start.
Okay.
One of them is, and this is like the most Sunday school answer of Sunday school answers. Okay. And that is we should pray for the people on our team.
Yeah.
You know, but here's what I have found. Worship leaders don't usually pray for the people on their team.
It's very true.
You know? And so the simple way, the real practical way that I've had to do this through the years is actually to have a piece of paper that's stuck in some Bible or journal or something that has the names of the people so I can remember to actually pray for them on a certain day of the week or whatever.
I love that. Yeah.
So that's one thing.
It's a great idea. Yeah. List it out, pick your day. Man, another thing with that, I like basic thing. I budget this every year enough to get a Starbucks gift card for my team on their birthday. Every single team member.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
So I send it electronically. I can do it straight from my phone. Send it that way. And it goes right to them on their day. Little quick note to just say happy birthday. Thankful for you. Love you.
Let's talk about that budget situation for a minute. Because I remember the first time years ago that I went to our finance team and I said, I have this budget to take care of our team. And they looked at me like I was bonkers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How would you start that conversation with some sort of finance team or elders or whatever to get the money that you need to take care of your team?
Well, you need to cast a vision of why it's important, right?
Yeah, right.
So for our church and a lot of churches, we're made up of volunteers, right?
Yeah.
Our team is volunteers. Some churches pay their people. We don't pay them.
Right.
So I wanted to show our leaders and our finance team, our elders, hey, we want to value them. This is tiny. This is a small way to show it, but I want to have a budget for it. I want to be able to take them out for coffee, send them coffee, and I want to do a couple gatherings that we foot the whole bill just to say thank you.
I love it.
So give them some vision.
Yeah, and over time, grow that budget to do more stuff.
Yeah,
I remember when we
shirts, stuff
shirts and all that. I remember the time we finally got to the point where we could take everybody away on a retreat and all of that, and pay for all of it. So but it started out with gift cards on their birthday, $10, whatever.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so another one is, and this is another one that's not incredibly practical, but I will say this: take care of yourself. In order to take care of the team, care for them, make sure that you're okay.
Yeah.
And we talked about that in the last episode with soul care. We'll talk more specifically in another episode about how we take care of ourselves, but I think that's really important.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, they want to see their leader modeling a healthy lifestyle, for sure.
For sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a good one. So another one for me, I sort of mentioned this, but having regular hangs with my team, right?
Yeah.
I don't want them to look at me as a Sunday or Wednesday only type of leader.
Okay.
Like I want to be a friend with them, right?
Yeah.
No matter their age, no matter any of the other backgrounds, I want to hang with them. So that can be anything from taking them if I'm visiting a church member.
Yeah.
That can be, some of them like to play golf, which I'm horrible at golf, but I'll go hack around on a golf course with them. A couple of them is shooting ball. We'll play basketball.
Yeah.
The others, it's going with my wife, taking a couple of the ladies and hanging, doing that as well. So finding out what makes them tick and then hanging with them.
All right. Another one that I've enjoyed through the years is to have a team pastor that's someone other than me.
It's good, yeah.
Now, it's not that I don't like being a pastor to the team, but when you label someone as almost like a chaplain, it creates such a value of, no, we care about you, that we have somebody whose primary goal. And sometimes that's been someone who's on the team, and sometimes that's been somebody that's just somebody else in the church that has that kind of caring and pastoral heart that wants to give to people. So
that's really good.
Have a team chaplain.
I like that.
Yeah.
Even in bringing in other staff pastors to speak to the team.
Yeah.
So specifically, like for Sunday mornings, every Sunday morning before we get into rehearsal, we have a tech meeting. But really, it's not so much. It is to go over what we're doing. But I bring in one of our other guys, usually our lead pastor, and let him do like a quick devotional and just thank everybody for being there.
I love it.
Like once we started doing that, the camaraderie, the togetherness was massive, where they felt a part of our team as opposed to just a guy speaking and the rest of everybody out there.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so good. All right, what else?
Man, there's so many. I like to write with them. Right, some of my guys want to write worship music. So starting to sort of teach them how to write, sitting down with them, have writing sessions, even if it's the worst thing ever. You're just writing together, right? Maybe it turns into something, maybe it doesn't.
Yeah.
But doing that, get our creative juices flowing.
Okay.
Really outside of that. That's another one with that.
All right, here's another one. Study the Bible together.
Yeah.
I know. Sunday school answers over here, man. But here's the deal. You know, we've poured into hundreds and hundreds of worship leaders.
Yeah.
All over the place. And if you ask them, hey, are you pouring the Bible into your team? The answer is almost no.
Right.
And, part of the reason is because, most worship leaders don't get paid to do that, or they get paid a very little amount. So they got other jobs, they got families, they got school, they got whatever. And so it's like, there's a lot of things to be thinking about. And so if you don't have the margin in your rehearsal time or whatever, to open the Bible and study it together, then add some minutes to your time. And if you don't have the capacity to prepare for something like that, then again, have a chaplain, have a pastor, have somebody come in to do that with your team.
It's a great idea. We take it a step further. It's not required, but I strongly encourage small group participation.
Okay.
I want everybody on my team to be involved in a small group. And that small group is literally you're studying the Bible and you're praying together. I actually lead one for my volunteers that can't make it because of Sunday mornings. We have a lot of groups. So we'll meet Sunday night. So it's made up of both of tech and worship team members. So it's a good thing.
Another way to keep our team healthy, I think, is to send notes. Handwritten. I know that's old school. And sometimes maybe even put a stamp on it, put it in the mailbox. But it's okay to just do a text. It's okay. With a scripture or an encouraging thing, and specifically remembering what's important to them. So it's like, hey, you mentioned that your kid had a test coming up or whatever.
Yeah.
Or they had a big game last week, or you had this little procedure, just checking on you.
Yeah, that's huge, man. Yeah. Teaching routines is a thing that my people have really responded well to. So everything from like, how do we warm up our vocal cords, right?
Yeah.
What does that look like? A lot of people, they're on our team, they're volunteers. They've got great gifts, but they've never learned routines of how to get ready for that. Even recently, I had a vocal master class. I brought in a lady free of charge for the team, and she just taught vocal techniques.
That's awesome.
Man, we left that. Every vocalist on my team was like, that was the best thing we've ever done. It was great.
So we talked about soul care last time with people outside the church, but I would think having small groups at a time, 2 or 3 at a time, that you kind of go deeper with through the seasons of, that would be a good way to keep your team healthy.
Yeah, yeah. Even with that, bringing in spouses when you can,
okay,
right? So showing, sorry for the ones that are single, but the ones that have spouses, bringing them in and letting them be a part of that is a good thing to
You let people that are single be a part of the team?
It's a strong interview process for that. So, yeah. Bringing them in, man, that's a cool thing.
Maybe, though, way to keep your team healthy is to set up the single people together on dates.
There's some ulterior motives with that, right?
It could work.
Yeah.
Or it could be the worst idea you've ever had. Because you go from two really good single team members to now they both can't show up anymore because they hate each other.
That's true. Yeah, just destroy everything.
So maybe there's a rule not to do that.
I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hit or miss.
How to keep your team healthy? Don't let them date.
No dating allowed, guys. No purple.
No purple.
Keep that separate.
That's right.
I love it, man. We go through books together. It's another thing. Man, I just like it. So a lot of the people I realize, especially when you're not near a seminary. Like I was near a seminary in North Carolina. I don't know. It's different. Some people there, especially coming out of a seminary, you're used to reading books. Mm-hmm. Others want to be challenged or they need to be given the book. So we'll go through some books together and read them and discuss them. It's not stressful. It's not a test, but giving them the book, not asking them to buy it.
It's a gift.
Yeah. It's a
good I love it. Yeah. You know, I think asking challenging questions to people, not challenging like hard, like math questions necessarily, but just like real questions about life, you know, is a good way to kind of keep the team healthy and make sure that they know that we're not here. I'm not asking you a question about how's your guitar playing going.
Yeah.
But real life questions, you know, and I don't know if you have people in your life like this, but I've got a couple of people in my life that I don't really like being around them that much because they ask you questions and then they look into your soul.
Yeah, man.
And make sure that you answer those questions.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so if we can be that to a few people on our team, it's really, or if we're not that type, then we get somebody to ask those kinds of questions.
Yeah. Kind that asks you that, then they say, did you just lie to me?
Yeah, right, exactly.
I know. Yeah. We need it, man. We need that.
Yeah.
I want to be a tour guide to the team, not a travel agent. I preached this recently, right? So a tour guide takes your team where you've been, somewhere you've been, right? A travel agent is just saying, you should go check this out. But as a tour guide and a leader, like we're saying, hey, walk with me because I've gone through this, right? Here's what I've struggled with. I see you're struggling with it, whatever. Yeah. So a lot of that's just earning permission, like to speak into their lives and their souls because of your building relationships and all these other ways. So
there's a part you talked about earlier of giving. Everybody gets a gift card on their birthday. But we get a step further in that is to give really exclusive gifts that would matter specifically to that person occasionally throughout the year as we build our budget towards that.
Yeah, man.
And so, you know, maybe somebody, you know, cares a lot about, you know, a certain author.
True.
So get them that book. Or they care a lot about, maybe it's somebody who cares, maybe they collect a certain thing. Well, buy them that thing. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. I've got a couple team members that, now, you want to be careful to not let the others know you're showing preferential treatment. You got to keep it a little equal, right?
Yeah.
But the same thing, I've got a guy that helps me a lot with tracks, man, a good buddy of mine. And I'm like, man, I know what makes this guy tick. I'm getting him something a little better just to say thanks, man. I think it's also cool to give things to the team that they can identify as a whole together. So like a worship T-shirt or a worship bracelet, right? Like it just builds unity. It's not it's not an exclusive club, but it's just you give it to them, whether it's at Christmas or something, and say thanks for being a part of the team. Even a step further than that, I've worked into my budget now. Anybody that joins my team, they're getting free strings on their guitars. They're getting those replaced, and any vocalist is getting free in-ears. Like it's just a welcome gift to the team, and it's just a way to say we're glad you're
good in-ears,
decent in-ears, man, solid.
Yeah,
we're not saying molds.
You're not doing molds,
but a good like 150 pair that it's good.
Not those $15 ones that
not the $15 ones. We're going three figures.
Those are the ones you give to the guests.
Yeah,
that show up and they didn't bring their in-ears.
That's right. They deserve those. They deserve those, man.
You know, you can go deaf with a bad in-ears. You know,
absolutely.
Nobody understands that.
And if you're taking an ear out, you're taking one out, it can damage it.
I still talk on the phone with my left ear because back in the early days, like early days of in-ears.
Yeah.
I went one ear for like a couple of years with a bad system.
Yeah.
And I still have problems.
Yeah, man.
It'll kill you. And the mix in there was like way too high. And so it like just was constantly ripping into my eardrum, you know?
Absolutely.
So anyway.
Keep both in-ears. Keep them both in, guys.
All right, that's it today. Keep both in-ears today. Hopefully that's what you get out of today's podcast.
Absolutely.
I think the another level is we just keep maybe even ratcheting up because we're working from the simple things and we're getting deeper and more difficult. And that is one of the greatest things that we've ever done as teams through the years is when we do get off-site together, go do something. Now, this may be mission-oriented, where we go serve, where we do something to make a difference at a soup kitchen or whatever it might be, or a mission trip even, or just a retreat where we just go away and we work on just having fun together, bring in somebody to speak, don't make them lead worship, all of those kinds of things, to where we just pour into them and let them know that we care about them deeply.
Yeah.
It's made a gigantic difference. And in doing that, always including not just the music people, but the tech people as well, and anybody else that has something to do with it. I was
going to say that, man. Anytime we can bring in, like so many churches, your worship ministry and your tech ministry function exclusively.
Yeah.
They need to come together,
It's
man.
crazy. I don't know how that is.
It's so tricky. And so I personally try to break down those turf wars a little bit that we have. We have a large team here, but to bring everybody together for that, Christmas parties, hangs, all that is so much better for your whole team health.
Have you, I actually had to come between a sound guy and a drummer.
Yeah.
One time. Like they were going at it. Oh yeah,
really?
Man. Yeah. For whatever reason. And there's a lot of background into all of that. But that happens, man, when we don't intentionally make sure that everybody's on the same team.
Right.
Moving in the same direction towards the same mission. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff that can happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's tricky.
It's like when you see, I don't know if you've ever, like, I used to have a guitar player that would, he had a wireless thing. Yeah. Wireless plug into his guitar so that he could walk around and listen to his guitar in the room. And I told him, no, man, that is absolutely not your job. You stay on the stage. Yeah. You play your guitar. And you can focus on what it sounds like in your ears.
That's right.
But you have to trust the sound person.
That's right,
That's
man.
his job.
It's not
or
your
her
role.
job.
Yeah, man. That's so interesting. Team dynamics are crazy, right? So I think a hard way to care for your team, but as the leader, you need to be aware of conflict. You need to be aware of disunity in your team, right? I could spend a lot of time talking through this, man, but I legitimately have people on my team, sorry if you're watching, that have asked not to play with other people. And so I've had conversations like, dude, that's not what we're doing here. That's not how this works. We need to work through this, talk through it. And it's messy, but it's important. That's how we shepherd souls, right? We don't just say, that's all right, sweep it under the rug. If your unity is messed up on your team, it's going to flow into everything. Yeah. So big deal.
Another way to care for our teams is, I think, to not include ourselves as the leader into those conversations, but to make sure that they're talking to each other and getting to know each other. We've done this a lot of different ways. One of them is to, at the end of rehearsal, just have them get into groups of 3, any group of 3 that they want.
That's good.
And they get to, they have to answer 2 questions. Number 1, what is one thing that you don't know about me?
I love that. Yeah.
Okay. Anything from childhood up to now.
Yes.
And the second thing is, you have to share one thing that the other 2 people can pray for you.
Oh, that's great.
And what's interesting is that we've done this dozens and dozens of times. And almost always, because that seems like a 5-minute exercise to me. Yeah. It turns out to be an hour and a half. Yeah. Because people really are hungry to know people and to be known by people.
That's exactly right.
And
that's
so when we create sessions like that where they are kind of forced into those conversations, it helps. And try to help them facilitate doing that outside the church. Yeah. So like, hey, okay, you 3 right now, start a text thread and y'all are going to meet for coffee this week sometime.
That's right, man. That's exactly right.
And over the year, if everybody connects with everybody outside of church, I think it really helps them to develop more of a connection. Yeah, it really Not just to you, but to themselves.
It really does, man. Yeah. And then when you're plugging them into, like we said earlier, small groups from that and you're splitting, man, it just fosters greater growth spiritually overall. That's huge.
Absolutely.
I love that, man. Yeah.
All right, man. I don't know if that's been 22 or 25 or 21, whatever. But what is our 23rd and final way that we want to suggest to people to build community in their teams and to help care for them?
Well, I think it's important. If we want to grow as a team, even musically, we need to sort of evaluate where people are, right? So we probably, a lot of us have a process when we're onboarding someone. But what's your process for people when they're on your team, right? I don't know. We probably all have situations and examples of where people maybe have declined a little musically, or some people, they know as they get older, their voices change, things like that, right? So it's then sort of helping them find where they best fit. And so we do that by coming alongside with them, maybe even as a whole, talking to your team and say, hey, I want to help you develop in your skills. Part of that is like some regular evaluation. I also want to give you permission to eval me.
Okay, this feels like a whole podcast.
That's a lot right there, but helping them with it.
How do you do that? Let's just Cliff Notes this, and maybe we'll talk more about it some other time.
Yeah.
How do you go through that process of evaluation and then communication?
Well, I think we're going to talk about this on a later episode, but when you're made up of different ages, that's where it gets really tricky.
Right.
You can respond differently to different people in different stages of life, but I think you do it as a whole, first of all, right? You develop something that you then say to the whole team, right? And say, you explain it. I even have it in written form a little bit that I give books out when I'm onboarding, but then I gave it to the whole team. Just, hey, here's a reminder of sort of expectations for worship. And then listed in there is like,
musical expectations?
Musical and spiritual, right? Like we're talking about. But then in there, one of those is we want you to be growing as a musician and a vocalist.
Right.
Here's what that looks like.
Do you go specifically down to the point of saying, like, you need to be able to play in this key, these chords, you need to be able to play this drums, beats, this harmonies, all that?
A little bit. But then I'll bring in guys on my team who are like the A players, A listers, and they get to speak into that because they're more proficient in certain areas than me. So there's a buy-in with it, you know? But it's teaching them how to do that.
You know, our friend Mark Warnock, who used to be a Worship Catalyst connector and now is just a friend of the ministry, he wrote a big audition process like that. That we utilize a lot. And he says, you want to make the process the bad guy.
Yes.
Rather than making the leader the bad guy. So as long as it's all spelled out, this is what is required. Then if they don't hit it, well, we already told you what was required.
Got it right here.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So we do a disservice, I think, when we don't encourage growth. And when people realize that they should be pushed, I've actually had great results from that.
I love it.
Yeah.
And it really does show care because you're not just saying, hey, you're not improving, you're gone. Right. It's more like you're not improving. Let's
work on
give you some steps to help you improve.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if you don't, it's probably not a physical problem. It's probably a spiritual or relational or something problem.
A lot of times,
And it's a pastoral issue, discipleship.
Yep, they can go serve in kids ministry.
Yeah, that's a discipleship issue. Elaine, that was as advertised, man. Thank you. 20-something practical, doable ways to keep a team healthy. So leaders, if you only apply just like 2 or 3 of these a month, you're going to see momentum shift immediately. So thanks, Lane, for laying all those out with me. And thank you for spending some time with us today. If today gave you even one good idea that protects your people and strengthens your culture, hit the share button and send us to somebody that needs it, somebody like you. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a conversation that may be the most needed one yet, and that is caring for diverse teams like Lane just talked about. Even when your roster spans from high school freshmen all the way up to 70-year-old people. You got that, right?
Ooh, I got it. Yep.
Nearly. So generation gaps, personality differences, cultural backgrounds, we've got all of those in our team. So we're going to tackle it with good stories and hopefully with some laughs and some steps that actually work. All right, you're not going to want to miss it. See you in 2 weeks.